Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at some 1958, also 1959 Chevy level air components. Today we're going to be airing up the 58 Biscayne. It has settled down to the ground since we haven't driven it in a couple of weeks. But I wanted to go over some of the components and show you exactly what goes on with the level air suspension. I know I get a lot of questions asking if I can control the height with the switch or something like that, and the answer is no. It is an automatic leveling system, and these are the components that sit at each of the wheels. They're called the canisters, and this is what helps air up the car. This is a canister with the bellow intact and a sensor. This sits at each corner of the car. With these sensors are only at 3 of the wheels, the front and the driver's side back. The passenger side does not have a sensor in it like you see here or one of these. The back sensor on the driver's side controls both wheels in the back. And this is one of the bellows, what it looks like outside of the car. As you can see, there's a metal plate here. So there are 3 different sensors that go into the 58 and 59 Chevys. All 3 of them are different part numbers. The arms are a little bit different lengths depending on which location of the car they are in. The way that they work is on the metal plate. This nylon roller just rubs on the metal plate here, and when you put weight into the car, it'll open up the valve and air will come into the system, and then when weight comes back out of the car, the valve will close and air will no longer be going into the system, and sometimes the air comes out. So as you can see, there's different lines that go into the valves, and the valves open and close, let air in and out of the system there. So now what I'm going to do is do a quick walk around the car, show some more of the components on the inside the engine compartment, and then we'll get the car started up and air it back up to stock height. All right, here's our 58 Chevy Biscayne. Again, it was ordered brand new from the factory with level air suspension. And we haven't driven her for a few weeks, so again, she is as low as she's going to get here with all of the air out of the system. The tank holds about 220 pounds of pressure, and I think right now there's about 20 pounds in it. All the 58 Chevys and the 59s had a level air script on the back, showing that it was equipped with the level air suspension. I'm going to open up the engine compartment here and show some of the components in the engine compartment. This car was owned by a gentleman in Maryland who drove this car all over the country. He put over 450,000 miles on the car. And so over time he has changed out the engines. Right now it's got a 305 in it, but he was still able to adapt the level air suspension to the 305. He also changed the pulley on the compressor because he did take the car on very long car drives, and he felt that the compressor was pumping too fast and he wanted to slow the compressor down. So as you can see, that very large orange pulley on the compressor is not original, and he did modify that to slow the pump down. Here's the tank. And again, the air pressure is about 200 to 220 pounds. This jar here is called an alcohol jar, and that was filled about halfway up with alcohol to help the condensation in the airline not freeze during those cold winter months. Down here on the frame, there is a junction block. It's very difficult to see. You can see the airlines going into it down there. That's what controls the airflow into each of the canisters, each corners of the car there. And then there's brackets right here. These brackets were modified because the gentleman that owned the car previously was having a very difficult time finding air suspension shocks for a 58 or 59. So he bolted up those brackets here on the top to mount a different type of shock to the front shock towers there. And here are the shock towers on the other side too. Again, with those brackets mounted to them. All right, so now we're going to start up the car. I'm going to set the phone down on the table. It probably takes about 10 minutes for the car to completely air up. So if you want to go ahead and fast forward the video while we're airing up the car to see what the car looks like at stock height. But right now, she is laying as low as she's going to get. So I just checked and the car has about 90 pounds of pressure in the tank, so it's about halfway filled up. It's a gradual change, so you can see the back is moving up first, and then you'll start seeing the front start to go up after the back usually gets aired up. All right, now you can start seeing the front raise up. See more of the white wall tire there. Just about all the way aired up. I just checked the pressure. We're at about 150 pounds. And again, she usually sits at about 200, 220. To get to the full 220 pounds, we do have to drive the car, which I probably won't be doing today. I'll just go ahead and let her warm up here in the garage. But that's pretty much stock height right there. So that was nope, she's still going. I can see the front end raising a little bit more here. We'll let her raise up a little bit more and then we'll shut her off. I'll do another quick walk around so you can see the difference. Now this is stock height versus before when she was much lower to the ground. Thank you so much for watching another one of my YouTube videos. I'm going to be uploading more videos of 58, 59 Chevys and accessories. I also am always looking for 1959 Chevy level air parts. If you happen to have anything, compressors, air tanks, alcohol jar brackets, inner fenders, anything that sits inside the engine compartment, I'm always looking for. Also rear control arms and front control arms or front A-arms. You can send me an email. My email address is kferazzi@gmail.com. Again, that's kferazzi@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and if you haven't done so, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.